Welcome viewers, Dr. J.W. Ayub. Did the political architects know the law that changed women's rights? The vote's over. The amendment has passed. The words gender identity now sit inside federal law. But before the chamber empties, there's one question the future cannot answer for them. What did Parliament know? Because consequences belong to hindsight. Warnings do not. And to understand the architects, the documentary must return to 2013 and remain there. Not contemporary outrage, not retrospective accusation, not assumption that today's disputes are inevitable. Only what existed before Parliament made its decision. What submissions were received? What concerns were raised? What assurances were given? The amendments were proposed. What did senators and members actually say? This distinction matters. A consequence nobody reasonably anticipated is one thing. A consequence explicitly raised, examined and accepted is another. And a concern raised but dismissed, minimised or answered incorrectly would be something else again. The audience cannot know which occurred until the record speaks. And so the investigation narrows, not who can we blame, but what evidence existed at the moment of the decision. The parliamentary record becomes a witness. Every warning must be dated, every quotation sourced, every claim returned to its original context, and supporters must be heard accurately, critics must be heard accurately, and silence must never be transformed into knowledge without evidence. Because this episode, viewers, has one rule. No hindsight presented as foresight. I want to say that again. No hindsight presented as foresight. And then one document appears, one concern, one parliamentary response, perhaps reassurance, perhaps rejection, perhaps acknowledgement. Whatever the record reveals, the audience sees it before the documentary interprets it. And suddenly the question changes. If Parliament was warned, what exactly was it warned about? If Parliament was not, why wasn't the collision anticipated between ideology and biology? Either answer matters, viewers, because legislation created in 2013 eventually encountered circumstances its architects could not observe from inside that chamber. And viewers, they couldn't observe it from inside that chamber, but they may have been able to imagine them, because people are suffering financially, psychologically. On both sides, this didn't need to happen. The evidence is waiting in the record, and now we need to open it. Before judging Parliament by what happened later, what does 2013 records prove Parliament actually knew at that time? Because the consequences are hindsight, but the warnings are the evidence. And now we have the manifestations. And they're not good for either side.